Have you received a refusal from IRCC that doesn't seem fair or make sense? When immigration decisions by a federal board, commission, or other tribunal have erred in law or fact, or both, you may have the right to challenge them to the federal court. At Bellissimo Law Group, we represent clients in Canada and internationally in high-stakes litigation. If you have been refused or issued a removal order, this may be your path forward. The Federal Court of Canada is a national court that hears legal challenges to decisions made by immigration and visa officers and other governing bodies. It does not process applications or issue visas. Rather, it reviews whether decisions made by immigration officers were procedurally fair and reasonable in accordance with the law. If an immigration officer made an error or denied your application unfairly or unreasonably, the court has the power to step in. Many immigration decisions can be challenged through a legal process called judicial review. These include visa and permanent residence applications, failed refugee claims, removal orders, and negative decisions from the Immigration and Refugee Board. You can also apply to the federal court if your permanent residence application based on humanitarian and compassionate grounds has been refused. If you believe the decision was unfair, unreasonable, biased, or legally incorrect, an application for leave and judicial review may be the next step. An application for leave and judicial review is not an opportunity to submit new documents. It is a legal challenge that focuses on how the initial decision was made. The federal court will examine whether the decision maker followed the rules, used proper reasoning, and made a fair judgment. If the court finds that a serious error has been made, it can send the application back for reconsideration by a different officer or decision maker. First, your lawyer files an application for leave, asking the court for permission to review the decision. This includes filing legal arguments explaining why the decision was unfair and/or unreasonable. If leave is granted, both sides will submit other written legal arguments, and in many cases, a hearing will be scheduled. There are strict deadlines to file an application for leave, usually within 15 days or 60 days of the refusal, depending whether the applicant is in Canada or outside. That's why acting quickly is so important. The court will neither approve or refuse your immigration application or replace the original decision. Instead, it decides whether the refusal was made fairly and reasonably. If it finds an error, the court will grant the judicial review and set aside the decision and send the application back for reconsideration by a different officer. This reconsideration, in our experience, often gives you the opportunity to submit additional or updated documents with stronger arguments and better preparation. Federal court work is highly technical and requires deep knowledge of immigration law. At Bellissimo Law Group, our lawyers have represented clients at all levels of court, including the Federal Court of Appeal. We analyze every case carefully, build persuasive legal arguments, and present your story clearly and professionally. Our goal is not to just challenge the decision, it is to create a clear path forward. Strong cases at the federal court often involve errors in the way evidence was assessed, decisions that lacked explanation, or unfair procedures. We look for signs that the officer applied the law incorrectly, failed to consider the evidence, and misunderstood the facts. It's not just about being disappointed. It's about showing that the decision was unreasonable and unjust. That is where the experience of our legal team makes a big difference. If your immigration application was refused and you believe the decision was unreasonable or unfair, contact us today. You may have limited time, so don't wait. Visit Bellissimo Law Group to learn more or schedule a consultation. We are ready to prepare, help you file, and argue your case before the federal court. If this video helped you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X for updates on Canadian immigration law.